What up, though? Welcome back to the Beat Factory 313 War Stories podcast, and I'm your host, Juice. And I got a good one for y'all today. This is about the one and only notorious leader of the best friends, Terrance Boogaloo Brown. You feel me? The brother that you don't hear too much about, and the brother that laid the coldest play down like Michael Corleone from The Godfather. You feel me? So we gonna start off with how Terrance, you know what I'm saying? This him, his brother Rocky Reg, Maserati Rick, and I don't know why they keep saying that's Bruiser. That look to me that look like Mark Patrick. You know what I'm saying? The leader before Boogaloo. You know what I'm saying? So let me tell you how his quest started, where it started with Boogaloo. You know what I'm saying? The youngest of the four Brown brothers, Terrance Boogaloo Brown, followed in the steps of his notorious older brothers by joining them in their quest for street fame, riches, and the elimination of their foes. Terrance found himself in charge of the gang's enforcement wing following the murders of Israel and Gregory, them they two oldest brother, Israel and Ghost. Israel Ghost in December of 1986. When they got killed a week apart. And I think Boogaloo was in the car with Israel when he caught a headshot. Followed by after that, at his repass, someone allegedly sent a hitman to shoot a few of the members and kill Ghost at that time. Let me continue. And the incarceration of family leader Red shortly afterwards. Terrance Brown, name in the often brutal streets of Detroit with the murder of Big James. So we gonna start right there. That's where it started at. His first drink of blood is allegedly supposed to have been with Big James. And the reason I say allegedly because he beat that. But I'm finish read. No, I'm gonna let B say what he had to say about that. He hooked up with the friends because allegedly that's who took him out the game. The friends, and that post been his man's number before they got with Maserati. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly. Now, did you hear anything about that?
Well, you know what? The story about him and the friends, I remember seeing him riding through the hood with them. I remember seeing him, and that's the first time that I had seen them niggas. Because out of all them friends, to me they look just alike. So when I'm seeing all the niggas with him, who is them niggas? You know, so a lot of guys was talking about him and shit like that. I think James had them. Maybe he had them for muscle and shit like that. You know what I mean? But after a while, man, they say that the friends
allegedly
they double back on him. Allegedly, they double back on him and hit his house. Is what I heard. Hit his house and got some keys out of there and shit like that. And so he found out that they did it. He knew they did it. So after that, that beef was on with them. You know, because they shot him one time, man, in the stomach over there in the hood. I remember they pulled up on him.
Straight up?
He was giving a girl, yeah.
See, I ain't know that.
A girl a boost. Yeah, they shot him in the stomach before. And then, I don't know where James went, but I ain't seen him for a good while. It might have been a minute, a year or two.
No, what you say happened though? What you say happened with the shooting? Not to cut you off. What you say happened with the shooting first though? The first time they shot him, because I ain't know that one. I ain't know they shot him previously, but to killing him.
No, they pulled up on him, man. And this one I know for a fact. I know the girl that was there.
Right.
They shot him in the stomach. You know, I don't even know if they, you know, they was just like trying to hold him, man. They pulled up on him, said a couple of, things to him. Well, bitch ass nigga, you telling niggas we did this and this and that. Busted at him a few times and they took off. And it won't hit him in the stomach.
Right. So they didn't even try to get out and get nasty with him then, though.
Yeah.
Right.
And then later on, they cause they got at some of his guys too. They was busting at some of his guys at that time. And so they was mad, man. They had some shit going on.
Let me pause it right there. So what allegedly this all supposed to transpired over was that he was supposed to put the friends down as muscle. And back in our days, we used to have what was called the big fellas, the drug lords used to have what was called weight houses, where they hold large quantities of their product. And they keep some security there. Then nobody come there but the boss, the lieutenants, and so forth. And they didn't sell out of them spots. And they try to keep them spots off the market. So what he supposed to did was Big James supposed to took the friends by there and introduced them to the security of the house, had they meeting and whatever. And after the meeting, they went their separate ways. And what supposed to happen was the friends doubled back, knocked on the door, got in there, told the security, oh, Big James told us to meet them back here. They let them in. They went in there, tied them boys up, and supposed to took allegedly 5 bricks of cocaine from them boys, and went on about their way, set off. And you could tell then they didn't have no fear of them because they didn't kill them then. As a Big B telling it, they pulled up on Big James, shot him in the stomach, told him to keep their name out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let B continue talking.
That worked. And then they caught him coming from his mother's house, and him and his sister. I know his sister Sheila. So him, Sheila, and there's a few of them leaving his mother's house. I forgot. I think it was something going on at his mother's house, and a lot of relatives was over there. So, and when they left out, they say that James told the car behind him, which was his sister, and was like, "Hey, hold on, I think I saw them black niggas." That's what they used to call them.
Right.
So they say, "Where?" He said, "I could have swore they just rolled past going the other way with the window halfway down. That's some black niggas." So they say that they was like, "Man, you paranoid. You keep thinking you see them and all of that." So this was his sister telling me the story. So she said they jumped on the car, said, "Fuck it, let's go." So they go. They said they got about a block away. The car had come out of nowhere, pulled right up on the side of James, shot through the window, man, hit him in the side of the head.
Get out of here. Who was in the car with him? Because somebody was in the car with him. Do you know? I can't remember.
I don't know. Allegedly, it's a couple of girls I know. They said they was in the car with him.
Let me pause B right there, and let me read to y'all what it said that transpired. You know what I'm saying? The then 20-year-old Terrance Brown received a death sentence for going for membership of beef. Okay. Terrance wasted no time and established himself a reputation for violence worthy of Brown's name in the often brutal streets of Detroit with the murder of James Lamont. It says, for more than a year, Terrance Brown frustrated the efforts of law enforcement officials looking to nab him for his murderous deeds. Terrance quickly became one of the most sought-after criminals in the Motor City after the rash of shootings connected with the best friends ranked in the city. So Boogaloo was going out with a bang, you know what I'm saying? And he was ordering the hits, and you know he was going out with a bang because look, he the one that supposed to try to take out the notorious Grand Reaper himself, Nate Boone Craft. You know what I'm saying? Remember, if you go check out his story where he said that Lucky and Chuck turned on him after they was put the hit down on Bone on Wilshire back in the days in the cab when he was a part of that hit. Boone was, and while they was doing that hit, he said Chuck and Lucky turned the AK and the M16 on him and tried to lead him on the scene of that murder. You feel me? And that was at the orders of the one and only Boogaloo. You know what I'm saying? So Boog wasn't to be messed with. You know what I'm saying? And then to bring y'all up to speed, we go up to date where he he sent the machine Stacy Corbin on a bunch of murders. You know what I'm saying? As you see, Stacy had a list. You know what I'm saying? And it started with this counterfeit money that went on. So I'm gonna let B tell what happened with that. With Love Frank. You feel me? Now, can you take me from there? Am I on the right street with that?
Yeah.
Allegedly. We saying allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah, allegedly. So now later on, after Bobby came our way and he started doing his thing, I end up supplying maybe 3 or 4 of his houses. So he'll come over and we'll sit there and chop all that shit up and do all that and get him whatever I'm giving him. We get that to him, we cook all this stuff up and give it to him, and he'll go do his thing, and I'll see him in a week or so. So later on after that, I get indicted. I'm gone. I'm in the feds then for a few years. Mm-hmm. And when I came home, Bobby had he had got on some other way. Allegedly, he hit some kind of lick for like $500,000 or more, something like that.
I heard that too, allegedly. Yep.
Yeah. So when he got that kind of money, when I came home, mm-hmm. I had a plug. It was a local plug. It wasn't out of town, but I could get him for the low. And I told all the niggas I'm back and come on through. So I had probably about a good 10, 12 guys just buying 8 or 10 whole things. And Bobby could buy 10 cash, maybe more, but he could buy 10 cash and he would buy 10 like every 2 weeks. So he come through and he started buying them and all of this. Mm-hmm. So later on, he come through after we've been doing our thing for about a good 6 or 8 months. He come through. He got bags of that shit, that counterfeit money. Mm-hmm. You know, and the only reason why I'm talking about that is because, you know, that came out. That was something that was documented. It came out, or else I wouldn't even be mentioning it. But he did have that money.
All this came out, and if they want to go retrace it, go look up the Machines case. He confessed to everything we about to tell y'all. We just filling in what the Machine left out, but he confessed to all this. Do y'all know best friend the Machine, Stacey Colbert? Y'all go look up the case, and then y'all can fill it in off this. Go ahead, B. I ain't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to fill it in so they know you ain't just dropping. We ain't speaking on some things that the law don't know already. For those who be watching, thinking it's some police thing, it ain't that. This case already been spoke on. Stacey confessed to these murders, and we just allegedly telling y'all what the streets was saying in Detroit. Okay, B, you could go ahead, B.
Well, when Bobby he showed me all his money. When I look at the money, too much on my own. I ain't have to do none of that. I was good. You know, I had enough. So he just was telling me, like, he was just showing it to me. So basically, into, you know, to what I'm doing or something like that. So I told him, nah, I don't play like that. My people would be so pissed off at me. So anyway, he started selling this shit to guys, you know, in the hood and whoever wanted it. I think he was selling that shit for like 30%. So you could buy $10,000 from him for $3,000. And then whatever you do with it after that, that's on you. Right. So he started moving around with that money. And then that was it. I didn't hear about that money no more until an incident later on. So I think what happened after that, allegedly, he started messing with Frank. Frank is, they used to call him Twin. So, yeah, Frank was moving some shit for the friends.
Come on, y'all, hit the like button. Y'all in here. We got 26 people in here. Hit the like button. Go ahead, baby.
Okay, Frank was messing with the friends, allegedly. Mm-hmm. So he getting work. He getting whole ones. He getting keys from them. And so some kind of way, they felt like somebody bought a lot of work from them, bought a lot of dope from them. And so when they looked at the money was fake. And so
who allegedly it was? I know who it was, but let them know who it was.
Who had the fake money?
No. Who the fake money went to?
Oh, well, they say the fake money went to Boog, best friends, went to Boogaloo. Right. So is the money?
I'm gonna stop B right there. Now, what happened was I don't think to this day that Lil Bobby, R.I.P. to Lil Bobby was from the Smith homes. You know what I'm saying? Legend from the Smith home. He was the go-getter and he put that work in. I don't think Lil Bobby actually knew that Frank, and R.I.P. to Frank too. I knew Frank brothers, them, Charlie Chan, them. I don't think Frank was dealing with Boogaloo direct. I don't think Lil Bobby even had the idea that Frank was dealing with the friends and to push that money deliberately knowing he dealing with the friends, pushed that money on them, knowing they already had altercations with the friends back in the day. And they knew Boogaloo wasn't to be played with. You feel me? Or none of the friends, they wasn't to be played with. They reputation spoke for itself. So I think it was a distro in between Frank and Boogaloo that was pushing them bricks on Frank, that Frank was cool with, that he could go to and get that work off. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't know it was the friends until that fake money came in play and Boogaloo made itself known. And Boogaloo was putting it out there. He giving them boys 30 days to either return that money or return that work. Either get some real money, and that's what I meant to say. Either get some real money and turn it in, or either bring his work back. I'm gonna let B continue.
To him, they say he was pissed. He looked. I don't know how many they bought, but it was a lot. They might have bought 20 of them or something like that. So when he looked at this shit, he felt like, look, man, I'm sitting here with some fake ass money and I'm out of 20 bricks. So from that, I'm hearing everything. If you moving at the level I was moving at, you had to hear everything. Right. You had to get the news, as quick as you can get it. So anyway, I'm hearing things about this money and all of this shit. So Bobby say that he heard that, the word is that he passing his money all around. So now you got a lot of hustlers in the street, they mad at him because they getting some of this shit. Right. and their money and all this. So everybody looking at Bobby. However, Bobby, he tells me that they supposed to be after him. The friends supposed to be after him. So now Frank was dealing with Bobby and them, and he was dealing with the friends. So I guess he the bridge to go across between Bobby and the friends. Right. Anyway, me and Frank, we hanging out one day. So we have a little discrepancy about some money, and I'm telling him to make it right with something that this was me and his business. This was something else. Right. A small amount of money, 10,000, something like that. And I'm telling him, make it right. So anyway, Frank, we get together one day, we hanging out. So we see a couple of guys. These guys they some stick up kids. Mm-hmm. Everybody know them. Right. Everybody, I don't want to say their name, but everybody know them. They stick niggas up and shit like that. But these I know them. They're like nephews to me. Yeah. So they wound up and all that. So I turned around and look, Frank gone. I don't know where he went. He gone. He went and jumped in the car or something. So when me and Frank get together, he said, man, you know them? I'm like, yeah, they like my little nephews. He said, man, them niggas is trying to kill me. They trying to rob me and all this other shit. So I said, okay, I'm going to talk to him. So when I talked to him, they said it wasn't nothing personal, man. Just that we heard he getting some money. We was going to just take it. They told me flat out what it was. So I told me he's off for him and all of this. So anyway, with the money that Frank owed me, he made it right. Everything was good. He made it right. So the next time I see Frank, he say he gonna come over and he wanted me to run up to the phone company. This when you used to go up on 6 Mile and pay the little phone shit. So Frank wanted to pay some chick's bill or whatever. So he said he gonna come get me. We need to rap. He knew I can get rid of anything, so he wanted to come bring me some work. Mm-hmm. So anyway, Frank never come. He never come. So maybe a week later, car ride up on me, man, and some guys keep grooming me. I'm coming from the UBQ. Right. So I'm in my car and shit, my shit all waxed up. I got my little suit and all my jewelry, all that bullshit on. So I just point my gun at them niggas because every light I get to, they pull up next to me, grooming me. Right. So I just point my gun at them and take off. So anyway, I get calls the next day. And so my man, this Charlie Chan, he tell me, man, my family calling me and shit. They say that you killed my brother. They're telling me that. So I'm like, I killed.
Let me pause it right there. Now, that part of the story messed me up because I had met Frank through Charlie Chan, his brother, who be talking about. Charlie Chan used to hang with my uncles and them, so I've been around Charlie Chan since I've been a youngster. So Charlie Chan had brought his brother to me, just like Big Homie CC. Shout out to Big Homie CC and Dugard CC. Just like Big Homie CC and Dugard used to do celebrity bodyguards, I used to do bodyguard work for the drug lords. You feel me? So Chan had brought his brother Frank to me. Frank told me he had a problem, but he never said what was going on and none of that. They came and got me for 2-3 days in a row. Then I didn't see no more, hear no more from Frank. And he didn't tell me his problems. I wish he would have, because you know what I'm saying? I probably could have resolved them and reached out to the friends and see how we could resolve, let them know that he didn't really have nothing to do with that he was played. You feel me? But let B continue telling that story.
He said, yeah, he said you killed Frank. So I'm like, how the fuck you figure I did something to Frank?
So you ain't know Frank was even dead?
I didn't know he was dead.
Okay.
He never came and got me to go to phone company and none of this. You know, we was straight. We squashed that little shit he owed me. He took care of that. We was good, but they didn't know it. Frank told his wife, I'm leaving. I'm going over his Big B house, and we going, because she told him, be careful, don't run around. He said, well, Big B, they like his nephew. We all right. So I'm going over Big B house and all this. Frank made a stop. So when Frank made a stop and went to handle his own business somewhere, the way I hear it, allegedly that somebody shot him and left him in his car.
Right.
So
I'm gonna stop B right there. Well, we very well know who it was that left him in his car. You know, we can look on the list. It was Stacy Cobra. He confessed to it. Frank Maxwell at the top of the list. He posted did Frank dirty. They called Frank on East Warren. He waited on them. They came up to the car and just lit him up inside his car and left him there for dead. You feel me? R.I.P. to Frank, man. I'm sorry that happened to that brother. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have saved Frank. You feel me? Now, Stacy confessed to that.
Okay.
And y'all can look that up. Y'all can go look that up. Y'all can Google that. You feel me? Go ahead.
Yeah, well, when they left him in the car and all this, they tell me later on they found Frank in the car and all this other stuff. So I'm like, God damn, you know, you see this, but I don't know that the niggas is saying I did it. I don't even know this when I'm talking to Chan. Chan said, well, his brother said he know you did it because you pointed the gun at him at the light and you pointed the gun at his face and he took off through the light. And I'm like, wait a minute, what kind of car is he in? He told me. I said, that's his brother? He said, yeah, so they was fraternal twins. They don't even look alike, but he said that was his brother. I said, well, why you ride up on me like that? That's the only reason why I did that, because he was riding up on me, you know, and all this. So anyway, later on, they tell me that they found out who killed Frank. So I'm like, who? You know, who killed Frank?
Right.
They say this guy named Stacy, blah, blah, blah. So why he killed him? So allegedly, the story come out that Frank took that money from Bobby over there and bought Bobby some work. Now, Bobby used to come to me every 2 weeks and buy 10. He didn't come. I ain't seen him in a good little minute. Right. So when Bobby came over there and left a lot of that shit with me, he said he going somewhere, which was that next day. About 2-3 days later, Bobby went to the Lions game. And he's coming from the Lions game. He on the service drive. They say the friends pulled up next to him, shot him in the head, killed him.
So look, Frank got killed first, then Lil Bobby?
Yeah, Frank got killed first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Lil Bobby, but what
I'm gonna pause it there too. Lil Bobby was in the van with a childhood friend that didn't have nothing to do with the gang. And they also eliminated him too. He got killed right along with Lil Bobby, just going to a basketball game. Childhood friend he hadn't seen in a while. R.I.P. to him. I don't know his name, his family. If y'all watching this, my condolences to all y'all. My condolences to all the deceased in this story. You feel me? Because I know their families be tapping in, and I don't want them to think I'm glorifying these stories. No, I'm telling these stories to let the youth know that the streets ain't what it is, and this be the outcome of it. You feel me? Everybody, everything ain't what it seems to be, and everybody play the game different. You know what I'm saying? And this is just how the friends, Boogaloo was playing the game. He put them hits out like Michael Corleone from The Godfather. Let B continue.
Like they wanted to know where this money come from and who spent that money. Not only did they want Frank for bringing the money to them, they want to know who gave it to Frank. They was going all the way down the line with this shit. They wanted to wipe out everybody affiliated with that money. So, you know, after Bobby got killed, next thing I know, Walt at the store, and Walt gets shot in the back about 20-some times. coming out the store. They said Stacy did that allegedly.
Allegedly,
I think he confessed to it.
He confessed to that one too. Y'all can look that one up. Walter Daniels. What is Walter Daniels?
Yeah.
Or Walter Johnny? Is it Walter Daniels or Walter Johnny?
They called him Walter Johnny. I don't know what last name is.
Right.
I'm gonna pause it there. Now, what happened on Walt case, man? They laid a classic hit on Walt, not giving it no attention, but it was classic. They tricked him. You know what I'm saying? Walt and them, they followed him allegedly. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't just Stacy. You know what I'm saying? It was a couple of young guys in on the play. And what they did was when Walton finally made a stop, they had followed him. I think Walton had went and got their hair cut, and I think Walton think they peeped him because he had Woo with him. You know what I'm saying? And they went to a liquor store right there on Gratiot and State Fair, right across from the hospital, right there. Those who from the east side, y'all know what I'm talking about. And they say while they was in the store, a guy came in the store and bumped Walt, gave him dirty looks, and had some words with him, something to that nature. You know what I'm saying? Tricked him to come outside. You know what I'm saying? Walt going outside, he ain't scared. He got a pistol on him. He goes outside, but while he's focused in on the guy that came in the store and bumped him and started a conflict with him, said another individual come off the side of the store, you know what I'm saying, and start chopping him down with that chopper. And as they fled, Walt was still trying to move or get up, you know, or had got back up. And the shooter turned back around and came back and did some more shooting on Walt, overkilled him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was saying it was a classic, not giving no type of honor to the killing, but I was just saying it was a hit and it was done execution. It was done smoothly. They planned that. And that's why they had to confess to it, because they was going to get them boys to the death penalty. You see them boy, Walt name is on this hit list. This is the hit list that came from Boogaloo that he put down and gave to Stacy Colbert. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to know that the streets ain't what it is, man. You get in these streets and all type of games gonna be played. It's not played for you to win. And guys don't play by no certain rules, the set rules, the street rules. They don't play by the rules. They assert the rules and play them to fit themselves to win. They apply the rules for them to win. So how you think that you're supposed to follow these rules and everybody following a certain set of rules to the streets? They're applying the rules for them to win. On each individual, applying them to themselves for them to see fit for them to win the game. So if they go tell on you, that some of these guys are telling on you, as well as they'll kill you in the same breath of air they take. You feel me? Let me let B continue. R.I.P. to Walter Daniels, man. He was Walt, Lil Bobby, all these boys was all right. Shoot, Stacy then was all right too. We ain't have no problem nothing. But we just telling the story allegedly how it's reported in the hood and what Stacy had to say about it herself. Go ahead, B.
Yeah. So when they're looking for Bobby or whoever else has something to do with that money, the thing with Walt is, I think they saying the money came from that way. They said they all was touching that money. Now Mike didn't have to at this time. Mike was good. I know he was good. Mike already had a plug in the whole nine, but I couldn't tell you if he's touching that money or not. I know that whole crew, people usually put their whole name in it. You know what I'm saying? That whole crew, they put their name in. Ever since we was little, when the niggas get in a fight, it was Walt and them or Mike and them or whatever. You know, they always say shit like that. It was all the niggas together. You know, even Lil Tone, they had put his name in the Skinny Tight. All the niggas, they was crew. They hung out. You know, it don't mean that when one of them do some shit, they always in it. But you know how the streets work.
Wow.
They say them niggas, and they, so they wanted to kill them all. I know when we used to go to the climax way back, I know they got into it with the friends in the climax. So they always had bad blood.
Right.
With Reg and all them.
Because didn't Rock and Reg and Walt have an incident at Foot Locker in Eastland? Allegedly.
You mean when they shot Walt in the stomach?
Right.
Yeah, he shot him in the stomach in the mall. Reg shot him.
And then allegedly he beat that. You feel me? When he went to court. And they said,
yeah,
Go
He
ahead.
did because he gave Walt that money. They gave Walt money. Like, I think 25,000 or something to drop it. Walt dropped it.
Oh, okay. See, I ain't know that. See, I'm gonna pause B right there. Also, with them beating that case, I heard that they had Paul Curtis, and during that case, you sit up there you sit up there next to your lawyer, your counsel during trial and stuff, preparing for trial, getting ready for trial and trial. You know what I'm saying? And all going through trial or going through the court procedures, everybody was picking. Do you see the individual in court that did the shooting? Walt and them picked out Reg, right? But that wasn't Reg that was sitting up there. It was Boogaloo sitting up there all the time. That they looked so much alike. And if you didn't know them direct, you didn't know them brothers apart. And they said all along it was Boogaloo sitting up there. And then finally, Paul Curtis said the guy that they was picking out wasn't even rocking Reg. It was Boogaloo. Now this is supposed to transpire in the courtroom allegedly. Y'all can look that up and see. And I'm on point with it. I heard on his way out the courtroom, Reg asked Walt how the nines feel. You feel me?
I mean, yeah, they was something else, man, with all that shit. And at the time, Ed and Rick was good, Rick Carter. So maybe they talked and they should ease them boys back because Walt stayed with me. People didn't know that. Walt lived with me on Lyndhurst after he got shot in the stomach because they blew up Walt Mama house, Dana house. They was at them boys.
Who did allegedly? Who did allegedly?
I mean, allegedly, yeah.
No, I'm saying who did it? Who supposed to blew up his house? Allegedly.
The friends.
Oh, the friends.
Yeah. So they was on their ass, man. So Walt moved with me, but see, one day the reason why Walt moved with me, one day Walt came over my mother's house, Walt and Mike, and then Rick was pulling up. Rick Carter, he was pulling up, and we was about to hang. And at that time, we would go to Belle Isle and all that shit, put on all the fucking jewelry and drop the top, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we was hanging, and they pulled up while Mike and them was there when Rick pulled up. And then Mike and Walt wanted to go back in my mother's room and hide back there.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And I told them, no, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't go hide in that motherfucking room. And Rick come walking in here. I ain't gonna play him like that. We gonna talk. So they say, all right. So when Rick came in, I said, bro, these guys, I said, Mike and Walt right here, man, they need to holler at you.
Right.
And so he say, oh, what's going on? So we sat at the table and shit, man. And Rick was tight, man. Rick, Maserati, he was tight. He was approachable, intelligent dude, man. So when he talked to them, he asked them what's going on. So they was telling, Walt was telling him about, the incident with him and Reg and all this. And he was saying that he ain't want no smoke with them niggas. How can they sit down and squash this shit? So Rick said, I got it. So Rick told me to just take him over my way because they knew where his people stayed and all of this.
Right.
And so anyway, I let him stay with me. So a few of our friends, they were shocked. They said, damn, man, you did that for what? And I ain't want to see him get,
right.
Get tore up. So I let him, stay with me. And we was good anyway. Only rivalry we really had was a lot of chicks that we both fucked with. Me and Walt, some kind of way. We kept running into the same chicks. We was fucking with the same girls. We was young and shit like that.
I'm going to pause B right there. Now, out their crew, you had Lil Bobby, Walt, Mike Mitchell. All of them was executed. And then you had Deonto was shot. They was all before Mike got killed. They tried to ambush them over Lil Tone's mama's house, and I think it was Lil Tone, Mike Mitchell, Deonto, Pedro, and a few more guys. And the friends Stacy and them pulled up, jumped out on them, and Mike got away at that time, but he got shot in his legs. I want to say he got shot in both his legs. You know what I'm saying? Deonto took a headshot. I hope Deonto's doing better. He took a headshot back then and was messed up. You know what I'm saying? And then them boys turned around months later. Like I said, they kept putting out the word on the streets. I'm hearing it. Y'all got 30 days to either give us some real money or return that product. You feel me? And I can't understand for the life of me to this day, why didn't the boys try to make things right with them? Why they didn't take them boys serious? I'm gonna end this right now and get this out to y'all. I'll be back. This is a story. This is one of the stories about the notorious Boogaloo best friend leader. You know what I'm saying? And how he plays down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why Big Nate Boomcraft ain't give him his props. You know what I'm saying? That Boog was putting them hits down. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Corleone. Boog was not nothing to be played with. They said Boog came in your house, Boog ain't go past the threshold of your front door. You know what I'm saying? He didn't trust nobody. That's why you see on this list, his own hit list. At the bottom of that hit list, who name you see at the bottom of that hit list? That was his hit list, and he ended up on the same hit list that he passed out to one of his top hitters at the time, Stacy the Machine Corbett, and allegedly Stacy took him out. I'm gonna end this out right now, and I'm gonna get back with y'all. Y'all stay tuned, and shout out to my co-host from the YouTube streets. Y'all go check us out on the YouTube streets. You know we got Dollface called the wrong over there. We got Public Figure Boogie. We got the girls from the Shoe. We got the Detroit Gossip. You know what I'm saying? We got our girl, that girl Henny. Y'all come and check us out on the YouTube streets at any time. Every night we gonna be on the YouTube streets. And you also got to stay tuned to me and with these war stories on the Beat Factory 313 War Stories podcast. And I'm your host, Juice. And I'm about to get out of here and end this. And y'all got to go check out them stories. Y'all can look up these stories, y'all, so if it ain't just coming from me about Boogaloo. You know what I'm saying? The best friends. Y'all know, shout out to Rocket Ridge, welcome home. I ain't want to say nothing before, but you know, since everybody been saying something, y'all got to check out these stories about the best friends. They laid it down, and to see why the streets ain't what it is. It's many stories in the urban community. This just but one, and we go get to the rest of them. And I'm gonna end this right now, and I'm gonna get back with y'all later on today. Hopefully, we coming on the YouTube streets. Be on the lookout, and I'm out.
Attention all the rap nationwide. Attention all young rap nationwide. If you rap, just rap. If you got some motion, keep your motion. Because let me explain something to you. The United States Federal Penitentiary or the state penitentiary ain't nothing like home. Ain't no place like home. So just rap. See, Lil Durk didn't get the assignment, but Chief Keef did. He wanted to play hard in the trenches. Chief Keef flew to LA and got the fuck away from you who was smart. Rollo got the assignment after 6 years. NBA Youngboy got the assignment. Young Thug got the assignment after 3-4 years. Lucci got the assignment. Boosie got the assignment after he was facing that needle. Just rap. These people out here paying y'all $30, $40, and $50,000 a show. They giving y'all $750,000 for a deal. They giving y'all $1 million for the deal. Just rap. Stop ordering them motherfucking bowls from Cali. Stop sending them back. Go rap and get your money. Go rap and get your money. All them around you, cut they off. Surround yourself with solid that want to see you win and rap. Go to the studio. That's digital real estate. Go rap. You can forever sell your music. Own your masters. Study. Own your craft. Get out the streets. Stop putting hits out on call ops. You's a mama's boy. You's a mama's boy. Your mama, you've been living with your mama your whole life. They giving out this free money. They giving it out. I make it every day. $5,000 to $10,000 a day. Ain't nothing like some money and some pussy. Y'all out here playing these games. YMW Melly ain't get the picture. He about to get a bomb, but he been in that motherfucker damn near 8 years. Lil Durk on the roof right now, playing basketball at Rich in LA County motherfucking federal detention center. You better get y'all mind right. You better get out these streets and rap. Montana 700, Z and F Doe, you better get the rapping. Fuck them the trap. They don't want to get their shit together and follow behind y'all. Fuck them. All them putting hits out on them, going to war with them. Fuck them. You better get your money and rap. Y'all know who the fuck it is. The one with all the motion. West Cuddy.